Welcome to Only in the Green Room. Eric Krasno, welcome to Only in the Green Room.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah,
And a special guest, Wally Ingram.
every year, Wally Ingram is our special guest co-host. 2 years in a row.
Just add Wally.
Hashtag. Just so you know, we do that for podcasts too, not just gigs.
Yeah.
So
It's one of my favorite people on planet Earth right here.
and that's true of a lot of people think that way. Wally.
And I'm so excited to have Eric on the West Coast again, and we get to see him and Lauren and his son Lewis every once in a while.
Yeah, Wally gave Lewis his first set of little bongos, like toy bongos, and Lewis is now playing drum kit and some keyboards, and he also gained some culinary skills thanks to Wally.
That's right.
The, like,
Uncle
little
Wally.
kitchen.
Wow.
Yeah, I had my daughter's little like toy kitchen, and I was like looking for somebody to give this away to that would really. I'm like, I think you want this kitchen. And he goes, you know what? We don't really have any room. I don't think so. You know.
We got 2 solid years of. I mean, he's still using it. He's still using it.
Yeah.
But he loves that thing.
I brought it by and I said, "No, I think you should take this. Otherwise, it's going to be."
That was a good pass me down.
How old are your kids?
I just have one. He's 5.
Saw him on his shoulders the last day of Jazz Fest last year.
That's right.
He'll be here in a couple of days. They usually come second weekend. You know, it's getting, as Wally can attest to, harder to travel with him because he's got baseball and, you know, swimming and school, you know, all school stuff. And so, you know, we can't do quite he's been to Jazz Fest every year he's been alive, though. So he doesn't miss Jazz Fest. It's really funny because he calls the whole city of New Orleans Jazz Fest. I'm like, no, it's New Orleans. He's like, I love New Orleans, Dad, but I love Jazz Fest. I like going downtown in Jazz Fest. I like going to eat here at Jazz Fest. I'm like, and then I just don't correct him anymore because it's actually kind of cute.
I think he's right, actually. I mean, it kind of is the whole thing. Jazz Fest, it's not just the weekend, it's the whole thing.
It's more of a vibe. It's an essence.
It
you know?
It's an amazing
It's
essence.
Jazz Fest all the time.
We've had so much fun talking to the artists here about a lot of it, the connection between, you know, we're from the Bay Area, Mill Valley, San Francisco, so we're embedded in the whole, you know, the dad scene and Graham and everything he's doing. I know you are very involved in that. We interviewed Jennifer Hartswick the other night. But the thing is, there's just such a connection between that scene, sort of the dad scene, and New Orleans. Speak to that. How do you?
You know, it's interesting. I was talking about this yesterday because, you know, one of my best friends, Adam Deitch, turned 50, and like our whole crew is turning 50 this year. So, you know, it just got us kind of like pulling out old pictures and talking about things. And when I came here for the first time, it was in 2000. Actually, it was actually 99, but the first Jazz Fest was 2000. And Soulive had been touring with Ivan Neville because he was in Robin Ford's band. And then we also toured with the Blues Brothers and played here with them at the House of Blues. So these are like early day gigs. But my first time in New Orleans, I got taken around town. I got so lucky because I had Ivan Neville as my tour guide. This is 26 years ago now. And so every place we went, it was like high fives and right to the stage and, you know, drink, you know, behind the bar and this and that and the other. So I got instantly connected in. And I remember, so back then, you know, it's just not, I mean, we had cell phones, but early cell phones, no social media. And me and my buddies, the Lettuce crew, we were like massive Dr. John, the Meters. I mean, this was like our Bible. I was like, so I came home and I got to see George and meet him, and, you know, Ivan, it brought me around to all the cool shit. I so went to Vaughn's and ate Kermit Ruffin's barbecue. Like, I came home with my mind just blown, and I came back to my friends. I was like, guys, I just came back from the greatest place on earth, you know? And everyone's like, and I was like, the Meters, because back then, you know, again, like there was Meters records that we had from the 70s, and there was like a long period of time of no output of that music. So I came home and I was like, guys, it's still happening. It's still happening. You don't know about it. And back then, Jazz Fest night stuff was new in terms of like what it became now. You know, it was brand new. It was all, I mean, the guys playing late night were the local bands, you know, and, you know, then Soulive and Lettuce started playing, and then it was like, you know, it just became threaded through in all these other different ways, and you started seeing more and more Grateful Dead and more like, because it's more, I think they just permeated each other. Like the Dead were all huge fans of New Orleans music. Obviously, the Neville brothers performed with them, and they used to play all sorts of New Orleans songs. So I think it was inevitable. But it's such a beautiful thing because I feel like the music lives so far beyond. Like Jerry had passed years before that, and it's still as strong as ever now, and it's continued to get almost stronger as far as it permeating all these other bands, And when we first started playing as Soulive, the last thing we ever would have compared ourselves to is the Dead. I was a Deadhead, the only one, because I grew up going to see the Dead when I was like 12 years old. I saw my first show. My brother was a Deadhead. He was 18. I was 12. And so he was like, oh, my parents would let us go because he would take me, So I saw them in 88, 89, and a lot between 90 and 95. So I was a Deadhead then. And then when I became more of a musician, I got into jazz and funk and soul and whatever. Anyway, I just went way off from what we were talking about. But what I was trying to say is it was the last thing that you could compare us to musically, we thought, was the Grateful Dead. However, the big influence from the Dead was don't ever shy away from making it a new experience every night. Change your set list, try something new, bring the people on a journey with you. They were the anti plastic. They never wanted anything to be rehearsed over and over and over and over. And it's ballsy. And then, it's really ballsy. And then so Soulive started to absorb that culture. But then when I started playing with Phil is when it really flipped the script for me. Because then all of a sudden, from playing with those guys, it's like, they're so ballsy. I would go out there on stage, there'd be like 10,000 people there, and he would just sit there and mess with his amp and like play around and be like, so Kraz, what do you, and I'm sitting there like,
I know, it's frightening. It's frightening.
But that was the vibe. They'd go out, they'd get in tune with the people, in tune with the room, and then try all sorts of shit. I remember rehearsing and practicing the first real tour I did with him. It was 5 nights at the Capitol Theater, and I got the set list 2 days before, 80-something songs, and luckily I grew up a Deadhead, so all of it was in my brain, but it wasn't in my fingers, and I was nervous. I brought every pedal I ever had. I was trying to get every tone. I was like, well, here's my Jerry 73, and here's this, and here's that, and he was just laughing at me. He's like, I just want you to do you, and like, you don't have to do any of this other shit. And every time I would nail like a part, I'd be like excited, and I'd look at him and he'd be like just playing. That wouldn't impress him. When I would fuck something up, he'd be like, yeah.
Funny. My experience, at least you had a rehearsal. I got called from Bobby, and he's like, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? And I'm like, nothing. I'm just in my studio. And he goes, you want to come do a session with me and Phil? And I'm like, sure, So I came out, and we had done like a gig together where I just played my djembe and some bongos at a fundraiser. And he goes, just bring up what you had, for that gig. And so I have literally a djembe and a pair of bongos, and they've got the whole room filled up with all their stuff. And they're getting ready. I didn't know they were going to do a duo tour. So then a couple of weeks went by, and he said, well, come back, want to come back up, but bring more stuff. So I brought more stuff. And then they're like, by the end of the day, they're like, we got to make a decision. The crew are like, is Wally coming with us? Eric McFadden, Kate Vargas walking by. So AJ goes, so what's the deal? Is Wally coming with us? And they go, yeah, he's coming with us. So no rehearsal, really. And then I would get the set list an hour before showtime. And I would send it to Tom Engelman. I'd say, there's a few songs I don't really know. He would send me good versions of them. But I will say that one common thread between Eric and I are really good friends with Billy Kreutzmann, Billy and Amy. And Billy will always tell you he's very proud of his New Orleans roots, that his mother was from New Orleans. And he really does, when you listen to his playing, he plays like a New Orleans drummer. Yeah, and he's got swing, and he grooves hard. and he's kind of predictably unpredictable. But so he's kind of like he's very. And then when he did the band Seven Walkers with Papa Mali and George Porter, they were really literally merging the genres together. I think that went a long way for, the Grateful Dead with like meeting the meters, literally.
You guys, you guys have played with so many people. What keeps you inspired? What are you listening to new music? Like we always ask, like, what's on your playlist or what have you listened to lately? Or
We're
how do
coming
you
here every year. You can kind of put it on your calendar, and I'm sure we both have some anchor dates that happen that you kind of like, you have those, and then things just happen. Like last year, Eric just said, "Hey, why don't you come sit in with me at the Broadside here?" And I had a ball, I played with Raymond and Tony and Ivan, it was really fun. And we don't get to play together that much, but whenever we do, it's a blast.
Always so fun. It's always so fun. Yeah, I can kind of echo what Wally said. I'm always New Orleans. I always learn about new stuff. I am always kind of searching for new music, and that's the thing is like, it's kind of endless. I find records like just the other day. I found like a Milt Jackson, Wes Montgomery record that I hadn't ever heard, which is insane because I'm like the biggest Wes Montgomery fan. So it's just like the plethora of music. It's just constant. You know what I mean? It's like I kind of go into different waves, and I'm pretty much listen to everything. So like I don't even know. I've been into like a bluegrass kick again recently. I go into a deep like jazz kick. Like Miles Davis. I'm all over the map. My son actually gets me back into things that he, because he'll want to listen to. He's been really into James Brown lately.
5-year-old.
Yeah. My 5-year-old. He's really into James Brown right now, and he's always singing, "Get up off for that thing, and get you feel better," and like. He'll knows the hits, like, "Hit me now," and he like does the horns and all that.
I have to come over and play Cold Sweat with him a little bit.
Exactly. It'd be great if he could learn that.
When I was 19 in college, a friend of mine brought Clyde Stubblefield out to hear me play, and I was just like, talk about scared. But I loved him. I said, "Do you teach lessons?" And he goes, "No, man, just come down here on Monday nights. I'm here every Monday night, like George up at the Maple Leaf." And so you'd come, and he's like, "Oh yeah, you're the drummer." He goes, "Okay, you're up next set." And he'd be like with his band, and they'd be like, "Oh man, Clyde's got another kid up here playing." And this woman just wrote a book about him, and they sent me an advanced copy to read, and they want me to write a little thing. So, but JB, well, okay, we're gonna get Sweet Lou hooked up with some Clyde grooves.
It's crazy because he's got to be on stage with Phil, with Bobby, with the Meters, Schofield, and he doesn't even know like the hangs that he's already.
Last time I saw him, he was wearing this amazing jacket.
Yeah, that embroidered jacket.
Yes.
Yeah, that's his favorite jacket.
Has he met Holly Bowling's son?
Yeah. They've toured together.
I was going to say, I can see them in a band
We all
together.
went to Hawaii together.
Yeah.
And then we've traveled together a bunch of times. He's got like 3 or 4 good friend kids that we've traveled with a lot. Holly Bowling's child, Ross James, his son, is like pretty much his best friend. His best friend at home is Taylor Goldsmith from Dawes. His son they're our neighbors, and so I see them. We hang with them like daily.
Terrapin offspring, right?
Yeah.
Offspring of the
It's gonna
Terrapin
be like
family.
like the Legacy Coalition.
Yeah,
like
Graham's
forming
got
this
his
early.
baby.
Yeah.
Beatrix.
Beatrix. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so
I have some new music to talk about.
No, sorry.
Lawrence.
What's that?
Lawrence.
Oh, Lawrence.
Lawrence,
Yeah. Cool.
We-
Did you produce the
I
run of the
produced
record?
their first album. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What a trip.
They're killing it.
Yeah, so then we have so my stepson, that's his best friend.
okay.
Yeah. So
cool.
he came and he was at the wedding. He flew
Oh,
in.
Jordan's wedding. Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool.
he came and sang.
Yeah, so I met them when they were just kind of starting. They were kids, basically, and I just saw them. I was like, man, this is incredible. And Clyde is just an incredible songwriter and player, and his sister Gracie is just like a powerhouse singer, Broadway actor. Their parents are amazing. Their dad is a writer director who wrote a lot of like really famous movies. Like Hugh Grant is their like godfather, I'm pretty sure. So he like wrote all these movies and directed a lot of these rom-com movies like Sandra Bullock. And anyway, and then their mom is a dancer who's taught dance for a million years. And also their mom's a deadhead. So I got her. Yeah. I got her on the list for like Phil, and I can't remember if I introduced her to Phil, but I know that she's came to some shows, came backstage and stuff. And yeah, really cool family, because they are not deadheads to the kids. But I would like throw it in every once in a while we'd be getting creative, but it was really fun producing them. They basically like camped out at my studio and never left. Like they were all in college, Gracie wasn't even in college; she was in high school. And I had a studio in Brooklyn, and their whole band just like. We started working so late, and they lived in the Upper West Side, and eventually they just kind of moved in and started sleeping on my couch and on the floor. I'd come back in the studio every day. There'd be shoes and clothes everywhere. But they're great people, and like I'm so happy for them. I mean, they've just they have their own Broadway show right now. They toured with the Jonas Brothers and Jacob Collier, and yeah, it's crazy. They're crushing it.
But there's always an element of the dead, that their mother's a dead.
Yeah. I always find it.
You always find it. And how about, the whole thing with what Graham's doing? You were at the Cap this year, right? With that run?
No, I did the Fillmore version.
Oh, the Fillmore version.
Yeah,
okay.
I wasn't able to do the Cap.
Okay. We saw you somewhere.
We did see you, yeah.
But what he's doing, talk about legacy. We got this legacy coalition about to start here with the New Orleans legends, really, some of them, and their
the
kids.
Sons, yeah.
I mean, have you seen that yet?
I haven't, but I've seen River do his thing, and I've seen like the whole Neville family. So I haven't seen this project, but I've seen the
pieces of it.
Pieces,
You're gonna love this if you. I don't know. Are you playing at the same time?
I think it's happening now.
Are you guys going on?
to.
Yeah. What time do you go on?
You guys are.
That's a good question.
8:30. I got you. 8:30.
Okay.
You gotta listen. I think they go on at 7 in here.
I mean, that's the greatest thing about New Orleans. It's like the passing of the torch. You got guys like passing it down in their family, but also like George is always playing with young musicians and kind of lifting up the next generation, which we need more of in other places, to be honest. But
Absolutely.
Yeah, I saw Taz sit in last night with the guys at Maple Leaf. And Eric and I met Taz when he was, he must have been like 10.
Yeah, he was 10.
10?
I gave him a lesson when he was 10.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
It worked.
I think we saw him when he was 12 for the first time.
Okay, wait a second.
Years
So
ago.
yesterday, John Baptiste played in the blues tent.
Yes.
And I thought, the guitarist, I thought it was Taz. So maybe it
right.
was. Is that
Yeah,
Yeah,
possible?
it was.
way
He played with John Batiste. Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
He's in his band.
Oh.
Except
Well,
now he's taller than me.
Oh, he's tall as
Right.
shit.
Yeah, he got
he's
so
tall.
tall now.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, okay,
that was
makes
him.
total
Okay,
sense.
I was on it.
Awesome.
And
Is
speaking
it
of New
on?
Orleans and you, Eric, you had a little
Scary.
record with that did pretty well, huh? With,
Which one?
Well, you had a record that did pretty well, won a Grammy with.
Oh yeah. So
Yeah.
that was.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, that one. It was an interesting journey because I produced Aaron Neville's album, his last album. Unless he does. I mean, it'd be great if he does another. But called Apache, and which was a cool process because he got with me. I was at Jazz Fest. I don't know what album he heard. He heard an album I produced, and he knew I was down here, and he was like, I remember because I had like played till 5 a.m, and I got a call over and over from a 504 number, and then finally I picked it up, and it was Aaron's manager saying, Aaron wants to come meet you at his hotel about producing his record, and I'm like, okay, and I like wash myself up. I'm like, just run out the door. Yeah, change my shirt, get a coffee, and I met with him at his hotel, and he was like, I want to make something funky, like my Hercules record, which is like literally was the greatest opportunity because for me, that was what all I ever wanted to do was make that type of music with that type of singer, especially him. So he sent me a book essentially with 50 poems in it. And he said, can you make this into songs with, put music to this? So I got together with a friend of mine, David Gutter, and we pulled all these different, and the song we actually won the Grammy for, we actually took his entire poem and just put the chorus to repeat, And the other songs we pulled, like we'd take a line and then we'd take off of that and then we take another line but the process was really cool. We made 17 songs out of the 50 poems, and then I demoed them in Ableton, and I sang them initially, just like demo versions. And this was the funniest thing was, then he would listen to them and we'd kind of vibe together off the demos. And before we brought the band in, he wanted to sing them like with my guide vocal. But I was singing them in like my key, which is here, and then his key's up here. So I would take the songs and I would pitch them up to his key. But the funniest thing was he'd have me go in, and then he'd wanted to start at 7:30 in the morning because he'd work out at like 6. And so we'd get there in the studio, and he'd have me demo the vocal for him in his key. So the first couple of days I was singing falsetto in front of Aaron Neville at 7:30 in the morning, like trying to like imitate him in front of him, you know. And he's like, you know, Aaron, he's an intimidating guy. But anyway, all that to say, then we got those demos, and then basically we did a hybrid of Lettuce and the Dap Kings to create the band. But then that song ended up in a film called Take Me to the River. And that version of the recording got nominated for the Grammy and ended up winning.
Yeah.
So it's a long story for a short.
No, I love it. Exactly what we wanted.
But it was so cool to have the opportunity to do that. I mean, and the Grammy happened like 5 or 6 years after we made that record. So it was a beautiful thing.
And where's that Grammy sitting right now in your house?
It's in my studio and sitting amongst all the rest of my crap. But yeah.
Kind of stands out a little bit. Maybe.
Yeah.
You guys hang out now? You're both in LA, right?
Yeah, I mean, I probably see you more on the road these days.
I think so.
But as
we
much
need to
as
make
possible.
a little bit more of an effort. But
when Billy had his place in LA, we did a dinner. We did a couple dinners.
Yeah.
We did the Ivy Room.
we did a couple of pandemic backyard concerts.
Right, yeah. That was fun with Sam
Also,
Grimson.
speaking of podcasts, I really enjoyed digging into Eric's podcast. That you did. Did you start
Which we're
that during
bringing
the
back.
pandemic?
Yeah,
Are
I did.
you
We did
bringing
80 episodes during the pandemic.
Wow.
There's
80?
Yeah.
There's so many
Yeah.
cool people that he interviewed, and
Yeah,
Wow.
it was a cool opportunity. Which actually, I'm bringing it back. I got to get you to come do it with me. I'm now
He
doing
goes,
it. I'm
Just
doing
had
it.
Wally.
Yeah,
Also
just
the
like, well,
podcast.
well, now I've got a video set up at my studio so I can film it properly and all that. But
Wow, what are you musician, non-musician?
yeah, it's just
What-
musician
yeah,
on musician.
which is cool. Yeah.
But yeah, we had like all over the map. Like John Mayer did it, Phil did it, and Ziggy Marley and Derek Trucks, and just all like everyone was sitting at home during that time. So like, and I had started. Funny thing is, I had already done like 2 episodes previous to the pandemic, and I was already thinking about doing it. And then when the pandemic hit, everybody I called was sitting at home and wanting to talk. Everyone was like, "I'm bored. I need to do something." So
we gotta get people watching that. I'll go watch all those
The
episodes.
production was probably a little easier than our scene coming into the green rooms at festivals.
Yeah, we only do
that
it in
must
the
be a
green
little
room,
more
which makes it
complicated.
really hard.
pretty
It's
crazy.
cool, though. It's cool.
Pretty hectic scene right here, actually.
Yeah, well, we have good editing tools, thank God,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you can
Well,
edit out the noise.
Our moment is to kind of capture the vibe and
In the
archive
moment,
it. Right here
yeah.
it is. This is what happened at Bayou Rendezvous. Can we
Yeah.
say that right
Yeah.
here? And,
Well, it's
North-
magic
Sunday,
hour right
thank you.
now. I could describe that the sun is
Yeah,
going
it is.
down,
Look at that over
but
there.
it's big. It's a big, beautiful orange fireball in
Yeah,
the distance,
golden hour.
going behind the clouds.
Here, I'm gonna move the camera over there.
Oh,
there we
you
go.
That's very
Yeah.
gutsy of you.
I know.
What?
I
I
know,
from the back.
it is gutsy.
Hey, there. What happens after Jazz Fest
Yeah.
for you guys?
After Jazz Fest, I'm actually going to Costa Rica. It's
Oh.
kind of a vacation-esque thing, just with a group of people. And then I'm like producing a lot of records right now, so that's
Oh.
kind of what I have on the docket. Not a lot of touring. I'm doing a couple shows in Colorado in June, and I'm trying to think what else.
High Sierra?
No, I don't.
Oh, High
So
Sierra.
it's back though. It's
Yeah.
okay. I don't think I'm on
Not
that.
the same
Yeah.
location, different location.
New location.
Grass Valley.
Oh,
yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been focusing on, I'm actually building a music app right now, a music platform called Ensemble that's launching this summer in July. So that's been a big project of mine. That's like basically a collaborative music platform and app. It's about collaboration and learning and music education and stuff. So been kind of digging into that and trying to also finding more ways to be home but still like be a musician, which is hard. But
Do you like not touring? I mean, in
yeah,
a
I
sense-
love being. I'm a homebody. You know, I love playing music and like I love traveling, but the road life is tough. You know.
I think we got to get both of you.
And Wally.
What do you think of that?
Wally's everywhere.
Well, I've kind of done my time on the road, but
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm still playing with David Nelson a little bit.
Yeah.
We're doing his
We love that.
83rd birthday, I think,
Yeah.
or is it 84?
Yeah.
June
Hot Monk?
12th.
Is that the
Great.
hot
I've
monk?
been, yeah,
Yeah.
and then we're
Okay.
gonna do the
We'll be there.
Hog Farm right after that.
Yeah.
So Jay Lane and I have both we've been double drumming,
Yeah.
No,
which is really
great.
fun.
And
We
that
play-
is fun to watch.
I
I love watching you too.
some drummers don't really love double drumming.
Yeah.
I'm pretty comfortable with it.
Yeah.
I can like switch into the percussion role
Yeah.
more, if need be, like slide around.
Look, you
like
guys
that.
were having fun at that Arthur Levitt's
Yeah.
Oh,
party
yeah.
with
And it's nice.
Kimmock. Yeah.
Kimmock, Lebo.
But
Yeah.
it's nice seeing
Mookie.
Jay being a little happy again because he was down after Bob,
Well,
right?
you know, he
he's
was
feeling-
going to play with at this axial tilt shows here that we do with that Mitch Stein puts together at Cafe Istanbul, which I've been doing for years, and it kind of leans heavily into the Dark Star Orchestra guys. But Jay, I mean, he's like not up for playing Grateful Dead music right now. I mean, after 34 years with Bobby, he's like, I just don't want to like sign on to play this music without Bobby being there. You know, it's like, so he wants to play music. So if anybody has any cool ideas for Jay Lane, you know, I get it.
I think I
Yeah.
can say this. Can I say
I
this?
don't know.
So
Yeah.
Music Heals International. You guys are familiar with MHI, Music Heals International, maybe not.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
MHI. Sarah
Sarah
Wasserman
Wasserman.
is the executive
Rob's
director.
daughter. Yeah, I've done that a couple
You've done
times.
that.
Yeah.
I'm the president of the board there, and I help put on the benefits, produce the benefits with Lebo. Lebo's our
At
music
Sweetwater?
It's at
Usually
Sweetwater every year, and so we're doing one on June 25th, and it's a Weir Wasserman tribute essentially. So it's focused on the Weir Wasserman music, and we're gonna bring Sarah's dad's Rob's stand-up upright bass, and Andy Logan's bringing in some of Bobby's guitars, and we're gonna have Jackie Green and Sam Grisman.
Oh,
it,
there you go.
replicate it. Yeah.
We did a trio with Sam at one of the.
We got to bring that back.
The-
We did like a
The
cool like
pandemic.
acoustic
Yeah.
thing during the pandemic where like because we can do it outside. It was just me, Wally, and Sam
Right.
Grisman.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
Yeah.
cool. We originally
Yeah.
gonna
Oh, there we go.
There's Eric.
I just got
McFadden.
kissed by
Kissed.
Eric McFadden.
Oh,
Yes, that's
yeah,
all right.
Felt
a
really
one.
good.
Yeah, we were originally gonna do that show at my house,
Oh, yeah.
our house
Yeah.
in the living room. It's like a
So if you
private
guys
Sign
are
thing.
us up.
trio, you can come to our house.
But so
That'd be
if
great.
we're in San Francisco.
Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
But we have
And
a nice view.
it's nice, but it was 60 people, and now we realize what we were doing, we're probably getting like 150 people.
Yeah.
So we're doing it in Sweetwater. It's a
Sweetwater, that's
private show.
smart.
But we'd love to get you back to MHI. I just have to ask
That'd be
Yeah.
great.
you and make your debut one of these years. We'll
Yeah.
get Lebo to pull you in.
Would
Yeah.
love it. I would love
Well, I
it.
did it with Zion Godshaw.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
Yeah.
at one time, and we're going to be doing a Donna Godshaw kind of tribute thing.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
yeah.
nice.
Heart of Gold band
Yeah.
with Kimmock in August
Yeah.
coming up
He's got to
Yeah.
keep
Kim
going.
Mock's another
with
one.
Maria Moldauer,
Yeah.
you know,
Good stuff.
Greg
man.
Anton.
The history.
Yeah.
The
Thank
history.
you, thank you guys. Thank
All right,
you.
guys. We'll let you
And
go
you sat
chill.
long.
Talk about making love, baby, you're the one. Don't wanna brag about you too much.